Alright, so today we're gonna look at a proven ad, which is kind of a little bit different compared to the other ads that we were doing so far, because this is for a product and a company called Poo-Pourri, and they actually sell toilet refreshers and toilet aromatics and stuff like that. And they've burst into the scene by being super creative. They had a viral video ad that just crushed it. And to this date, it has like 50 million views or something. Most of these probably paid views. So congratulations to them. And today I want to actually break down the script and the video itself, why it's so super effective, why it's extremely memorable, and why it's also a good idea for you as a copywriter to sometimes integrate some humor into your ads as well, because that's definitely super powerful. Almost nobody's doing it, and it's not really that easy to do, but if you can pull it off, then you can immediately catapult head and shoulders above your competition, because as I said, no one's doing this. So let's see the ad itself. In the first part, I'm gonna show it to you. It's only like 2 minutes long. Then we're gonna look at the script itself. We're gonna analyze it, and then we're gonna look at the video once again, so you know exactly what's happening. So I really think that you're gonna enjoy this. Keep watching. Okay, so let's see the ad itself first. So I'm just gonna shut up for a minute, run this, and just follow along.
You would not believe the motherload I just dropped. And that's how I like to keep it, leaving not a trace that I was ever here, let alone that I just birthed a creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowels. Nothing is worse than stinking up the shared toilet at work, or the toilet at a party, or your lover's apartment. Of course, flushing removes the graphic evidence. Maybe 2 or 3 flushes if your skid marks are as tenacious as mine. But what can be done of that subtle scent of a 300-cow dairy farm? Aerosol air fresheners aren't the most effective option, or the healthiest. Trying to mask the stench, giving you a nice blend of ChemLab carnations with just a touch of feces. So, how do you make the world believe your poop doesn't stink? Or in fact that you never poop at all? Poo-Pourri. Poo-Pourri is the before-you-go toilet spray that has proven to trap those embarrassing odours at the source and save relationships. Simply spritz Poo-Pourri in the bowl to create a film on the water's surface that actually traps the odours in their porcelain prison. And when your little astronauts splash down and make contact with the film, they release Poo-Pourri's pleasant aromas, so all those around you can smell as a refreshing bouquet of essential oils. Yes, it is a real product. And yes, it really works. We've sold over 4 million bottles. On Amazon alone, there are over 1,000 reviews rating it 4.8 of 5 stars. That's a better Amazon rating than the iPhone 5. If it doesn't completely stop your stench from spreading, send it back for a full refund. Our unconditional stink-free guarantee. If your poo stinks, click here to get your Poo-Pourri today at poopourri.com. So whether you need to pinch a loaf at work, cut a rope at a party, or lay a brick at your boyfriend's, your days of embarrassing smells or prairie dogging it are over. Poo-Pourri. Our business is to make it smell like your business never even happened.
Amazing. So at this point, I'm sure that you know why this ad was so super successful. It's something really creative, really special. It's funny, it's memorable, it has great copy, it has a great promise, it has proof elements, it's a great offer, to be honest, and it appeals to certain core desires that our target market is probably having. So let's just analyze what this whole thing is about a little bit. As you can see, the script itself is not long at all. And then we're going to look at the ad once again. So first of all, it starts with a pattern interrupt. And this is really powerful. We've seen this before, and especially in video ads. You wouldn't believe the mother load I just dropped. So it's really something like, what? Like, think about it. This ad, it was run on YouTube as a pre-roll ad. That means that it comes up, like somebody clicks a video to watch, and then this ad comes up as as an interruption. But instead of people immediately like waiting for the skip ad button to appear after 5 seconds, they're like, what the hell is this? Like, what? I just wanna know and discover what this whole thing is about. So we have a very strong pattern interrupt, especially considering the fact that we have like this very elegant, beautiful, and normally good-mannered British woman. She has a very strong accent, very cultural, it has an air of sophistication to her. And she talks about pooping, which is a big like no-no for a lot of people. It's definitely a taboo. And she speaks about something which is a core emotion to our target audience, which is shame. And nobody's talking about this. Everybody's trying to just make it seem like, like women don't poop or something. But they do, and it still smells, and nobody's talking about it. And finally, women who are probably most of the target audience here can identify with, and she's also like this sophisticated British woman, and she's talking about a very, very sensitive topic in a funny way. So this trivializes the whole shame and the whole anxiety that goes hand in hand with this type of topic. So it's really, really, really powerful, and not many people can pull this off, to be honest. So the target audience is women who doesn't want to make a bad impression, probably, who want to seem ladylike, who just want to, not embarrass themselves in front of social situations. And we have a great actress who impersonates this customer avatar. So we have, and that's how I like to keep it. So again, this connects with people. Leaving not a trace that I was ever here, let alone that I just birthed a creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowel. So the first part about this sentence is like, most women feel exactly just like that. Like they want the whole thing to be a covert operation. When they go to the toilet, especially in a public setting, like a private toilet, or like at a boyfriend's house, or at a party or something, or in the office, they just want it to be zip, quiet. It's a covert operation, and we acknowledge this immediately. The copywriter acknowledges it, and then we have this part. It's an amazing example of show and don't tell. So you could almost picture this: burst the creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowel. So we don't just say like, let alone that I just dropped like a big poop in the toilet, or I just dropped a bomb or something. Even that would be somewhat of a visual cue here, but no, we have birthed the creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowels. It just has such a strong juxtaposition between, again, this sophisticated and beautiful British woman and what she's talking about, like it's a big poop. It's unbelievable. Nothing is worse than stinking up the shared toilet at work. So this is a major pain point that our target audience has. Or the toilet at a party. So again, we're just qualifying people here and making the pain point even better. So whether you're like working and you go to the toilet at work, which you do, whether you're, and then you'll be maybe the laughing stock of your other colleagues or something, or at your party and you don't want to make a bad impression, or you're at your lover's apartment, which is probably the biggest pain point, because especially for the first few dates, like this just agitates the pain so much, and it's like a knife in them, because what women wants to be, think about it, what woman wants to be, have to live the shame and embarrassment of basically stinking up a guy's toilet, especially on the first date or something. It's a real stress. For most guys, it's also a stress, but for women, I think it's a way bigger like pain point. Of course, flushing removes the graphic evidence. So this is, first of all, it's a nasty problem. So we just showed that this is a nasty problem, but also this kind of answers an objection preemptively, because at this point, some people might be thinking, yeah, but I'll just flush it, so that's cool, right? But no, flushing removes the graphic evidence, maybe 2-3 flushes if your skid marks are as tenacious as mine. So again, we have powerful language. We have something that makes the actress seem relatable and likable. It's vulnerability in real life. Like, she shares vulnerable and possibly embarrassing things about herself, which connects with this target audience. It's really powerful. But what can be done about the subtle scent of a, and I really like this. At this point, she basically, I mean, the copywriter itself basically creates another pattern interrupt. So at this point, around like 15 seconds have passed or something, and some people's attention might be waning. So what to do right now, because someone is talking and talking and talking? Well, you create a pattern interrupt with a bunch of cows, okay? So like, again, people are watching, they're like, okay, this sounds interesting, okay. But then, yeah, whatever, maybe I should click the skip ad button now. But then boom, a bunch of cows come up. And this also, it's a great pattern interrupt, and it's also another great example of show and don't tell. So then we jump into the unique mechanism of the problem that I talked about in several times before. So we have something like aerosol air fresheners aren't the most effective option or the healthiest. So again, we qualify people more and more. So we want to attract people who are more health conscious as well. But we also position other potential solutions to this problem as inferior, as subpar, as having major problems. So, maybe, and maybe there is an air freshener there, maybe there isn't. Maybe you can take something with you, but like, there's this typical smell that happens with air fresheners. I'm sure you've smelled it before. Yes, it's kind of like pleasant, but everybody knows that, something big happened there before, like after somebody dumps a bunch of air freshener inside the toilet or the bathroom, and it just mixed with all that poop scent, and it's, people can smell it and feel it, and it's also associated with the shame still, because it's not the covert thing at all. So we position other products and other solutions as inferior, trying to mask the stench, giving you a nice blend of ChemLab carnations with just a touch of feces. So again, this is funny, and it agitates the problem and also dimensionalizes everything, okay? So how these things are not good. We have a transition element here, because we have, so how do you make the world believe your poop doesn't stink, or in fact that you never poop at all? So this, I love this. It's a philosophical question to a huge pain point that our target audience have. Everybody wants this whole pooping thing to be a covert operation, like it never happened at all, something that you just quickly get it over with and nobody ever notices it. So then at the moment of highest tension here, when people they feel the pain, it's agitated, they know that other solutions don't work, then we give them the solution. And it's like almost like it's a redemption almost at this point. So we just give them Poo-Pourri. That's it. And I love the name because it sounds memorable, that's for sure. And it also has like implicit funny elements to it, while also immediately conceptualizing what this whole product is about. And then we have the unique selling proposition or unique mechanism of the solution itself, because we introduce the product Poo-Pourri, and then we say Poo-Pourri is the before you go toilet spray that is proven to trap those embarrassing odors at the source. So it's the before you go toilet spray, and it's like at this point many people are like, what? I didn't know there was a before you go toilet spray. I only thought that you spray after you go to the toilet. So this in itself is a cool unique selling proposition element, and it's also proven. So this is like the perfect unique selling proposition sentence here. And save relationships. So we give them the USP, and then immediately we give them a benefit of benefits, because ultimately the benefit is that the feature of the product is that your poop won't smell so much. Then the benefit is that you'll feel less embarrassed. But the benefit of the benefit is that you'll save relationships, because like a potential conflict won't come up because of this. another type of potential conflict won't come up, because you won't feel embarrassed, so that you'll act weird, so that he'll act weird, and then it's gonna just, you know, torpedo the whole evening there. And then there's a simple instruction of how this works. So it says simply spritz Poo-Pourri in the bowl to create a film on the water surface that actually traps the odor in their porcelain prison. So we have a simple instruction on how it works. We have brief instructions, like this pulls people in and it future paces them a little bit. And porcelain prison, it's a nice little alliteration, and I also think it's funny, so it's just... And then we have even more funny, so we're always varying, like we have something like a promise or something, and then we have a funny element to it instead of like many proof elements to it, because this just keeps people's attention, and it makes it seem like, you know, it's something more memorable, something more believable, something that they don't, that doesn't raise their reflex to, hey, this ad is trying to sell me something. So I love this sentence, by the way. I love every sentence of this. And when your little astronauts, you know, astronauts, splash down and make contact with the film, they release Poo-Pourri's pleasant aromas, so all those around you can smell is a refreshing bouquet of essential oils. So it's a nice wordplay once again, and it's describing the unique mechanism of the solution that I said. So how it actually works, it makes sense, you know, people can immediately picture it. It's a type of reason why copy, once again, that Gary Bencivenga talked about. And then all those around you, the only thing that they can smell is the refreshing bouquet of essential oils. So yes, finally you won't be embarrassed anymore. This is the big promise, the thing that people actually want. And then at this point, again, the copywriter for this was really, really smart, because this is the big promise, a unique big promise. And we know from Gary Benson's persuasion equation that a big promise has to be followed by unquestionable proof. Because at this point, people may feel like, yeah, I mean, it sounds good, but yeah, it can be real. Like, maybe it can't mask my poo. And then we have proof elements. We have a preemptive objection handling here by saying, yes, it is a real product, and yes, it really works. So we immediately start transitioning to proof elements here as well, because the promise, frankly, sounds a little bit too good to be true to some people, especially people who are more sensitive to this whole topic itself. They are the people who want this. So now we say we've sold over 4 million bottles, so this is proof. On Amazon alone, there are over 1,000 reviews rating it 4.8 out of 5 stars, so this is very specific proof, which makes it more credible. And an extra advanced strategy is that we also have an element which dimensionalizes the proof. It says that's a better Amazon rating than the iPhone 5. So it just dimensionalizes it. It just makes people think like, wow, like the iPhone 5 is, or like iPhone 11, take it, or iPhone 12 nowadays. You know, I know that it's a best-selling product, and it's like everybody loves it. Most people love it, and it has a better rating than that one, which is a super mega popular product that everybody wants. Wow, this must be something really special. And then to layer another like risk reversal element on top of all this proof, we have a money back guarantee as well. If it doesn't completely stop your stench from spreading, send it back for a full refund. So it's a nice and simple risk reversal, and at this point it just makes it like a no-brainer for people who are interested in it. And we also have like a risk reversal rephrased as well. So it says our unconditional stink-free guarantee if your poo stinks. So you have a refund and you have a guarantee, and you can't lose with this because you get all these features and benefits of benefits. Basically, you get a big promise, and then there's proof to back it up, and then there's also a guarantee as well. So at this point, naturally, we have a call to action. We have 2 call to actions actually at the end, which is smart, I think. So we have a first call to action by simply saying, click here to get your Poo-Pourri at poopourri.com. I like this because, you know, this is a video ad, and some people might not, you know, be able to click the link for some reason. And then it's a good idea to also mention the website itself, because poo-pourri.com, probably most people are going to misspell it, but it's still, you're gonna get some extra sales just by saying, you know, an extra word or something. I think it's worth it. So this is the first call to action, and then we have like we end the ad itself on an upbeat tone, which is important because it's still, remember, this is still a sensitive topic that creates a lot of embarrassment for people. So we just want to do what most brand marketers did, even to this day, but also in probably in earlier times when advertising was about making people feel good, okay, or something. And this is a great way to end on that note. So we say, whether you need to pinch a loaf at work, cut a rope at a party, or lay a brick at your boyfriend's, your days of embarrassing smells or prairie dogging it are over. So it's amazing word choices. It's super specific with some very unorthodox expressions which are funny. Most people probably haven't heard them before. I certainly haven't heard them before, at least not all of them. But it's funny. People end up with a smile on their faces. They feel good about this whole thing, and they start associating the whole ad by already feeling better. So this is really important, and it subconsciously moves them to buy it. And we have like a real solution to an uncomfortable problem that no one talks about, and I can make it fun, and I'm laughing my ass up here by watching this ad. Hell yeah, I want to buy it. So this is the effect that this whole ad creates in people. So then we have once again the brand name, so that people just remember it, Poo-Pourri, and then we have a tagline. Our business is to make smell like your business never even happened. So Poo-Pourri, our business is to make smell like your business never even happened. So it's a unique and memorable tagline based on the USP that I really like. So only know this script is tight, it's amazing, it has fun to it. So it's really funny, but it's really it gives a great big promise. It has some unquestionable proof elements. It has it all, actually. So now that we noticed and we basically analyzed this whole script and we know what's happening, let's watch the video once again, okay? And I'm gonna stop it a few times just to highlight a few things, okay? So let's watch it once again.
You would not believe the mother load I just dropped.
So this is the pattern interrupt. You would not believe the mother load I just dropped.
And that's how I like to keep it, leaving not a trace that I was ever here, let alone that I just birthed a creamy behemoth from my cavernous bowels.
It has this whole rhyme to it. It's like la 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 la. It's very, very visual. It's almost like NLP language once again, and it has great word choices, and it's almost hypnotic at this point.
Nothing is worse than stinking up the shared toilet.
You see, a few seconds have passed, 15 seconds, and we have another. So there's always a scene change so that people actually stay longer to watch the video. So this increases the average view duration.
At work, or the toilet, at a party, or your lover's apartment.
So we're actually qualifying more people here and agitating the pain, as we said.
Of course, flashing removes the graphic evidence. Maybe 2 or 3 flashes if your skid marks are as tenacious as mine. But what can be done of that subtle scent of a...
And now at 30 seconds, like notice this is intentional, definitely intentional. At exactly 30 seconds, we have another pattern interrupt with the cows, with a scene change. So every like 15 seconds, there's a scene change, which is super intentional. And this is because, you know, at this point, you know, some people are going to fall off. There's always the KPI of how many people watch 30 seconds of your video, how big of a percent, and that's why it's super needed to have something like this here.
300 cow dairy farm. Aerosol air fresheners aren't the most effective option. Or the
why other solutions don't work?
healthiest. Trying to mask the stench, giving you a nice blend of ChemLab carnation.
You see, even though you have the aerosol freshener, everybody's just like coughing, and they know that that is associated with poo.
with just a touch of feces. So, how do you make the world believe your poop doesn't stink?
So notice how, again, at 45 seconds almost, we have another scene change. And now this is even more. So far, everything was about the problem. And now we're starting to transition into the solution itself. And it's really visible because the music has changed. She has a glass of champagne. So as you notice, this is both about the copy as well as the visuals themselves. So she has a champagne glass in her hand, and it's just a big entrance to the solution itself.
Or in fact, that you never poop at all. Poo-Pourri.
You see, it's like a miracle. Poo-Pourri. This is the savior that we've all been waiting for. And it even seems like something from, I don't know, a medieval book or something, with an angel who's like trumpeting the triumph of something. It's really, really, really good.
Poo-Pourri is the before-you-go toilet spray that is proven
USB?
to trap those embarrassing odors at the source and save relationships. Simply.
So now we check it out, 59 seconds, we have a scene change once again. And now this is the part where the actress explains the unique mechanism of the solution, so how this whole thing works.
Spritz Poo-Pourri in the bowl to create a film on the water's surface that actually traps the odours in their porcelain prison.
How it works.
And when your little astronauts splash down and make contact with the film, they release Poo-Pourri's
Notice the show don't tell aspect to it, both in the copy as well in the visuals.
pleasant aromas, so all those around you can smell as a refreshing bouquet of essential
Again, check it out, 1 minute, 15 seconds, scene change, boom, right on cue.
oils. Yes, it is a real product.
Objection, Henley?
And yes, it really works. We've sold over 4 million bottles.
Social proof?
On Amazon alone, there are over 1,000 reviews rating it 4.8 of 5 stars. That's a better Amazon rating than the iPhone 5.
Dimensionalizing the whole proof element to it, so it's better than the iPhone 5, and she throws it away. That assumes that, Poo-Pourri is better. Boom.
If it doesn't completely stop your stench from spreading, send it back for a full refund.
Money
Our
back guarantee.
unconditional stink-free guarantee. If your poo stinks.
So now, again, right on cue, 1:45, check it out. Everything's very, very pleasant now. She's in the mountains, birds are chirping. It's like spring or something, late spring. Everything's now solved, emotionally for the viewer. So the only thing at this point that you can do, the smart choice to do, is to click the Poo-Pourri button, and it's also written poopourri.com, so that people can actually Google it, and then that increases the likelihood of them buying.
Click here to get your Poo-Pourri today at poopourri.com. So whether you need to pinch a loaf at work, cut a rope at a party, or lay a brick at your boyfriend's.
So ending at that emotional tone, that upbeat emotional tone that I mentioned.
Your days of embarrassing smells, all prairie dogging it, are over.
Finally, the problem is solved.
Poo-Pourri. Our business is to make it smell like your business never even happened.
I'm curious how many times they got this shot, because it's just so perfect. It's just so perfect. Her facial expressions, how she says it, the copy itself, it's really, really, really good. So check it out one more time.
Our business is to make it over. Poo-Pourri. Our business is to make it smell like your business never even happened.
And then she walks away. And then we're left here with this nice, pleasant feeling. It's amazing. It's amazing, to be honest. So, as you can see, good copy doesn't necessarily have to be from old guys decades ago, running ads in newspapers. It's everywhere. We can find it everywhere. We just have to know how to look and how to analyze it. And I hope this was really helpful for you. And even though, this video is running at like almost 30 minutes now, and it's just how many words does this have? Like 348 words. Come on. And we spent so much time analyzing it, but you can see how many intentional elements there are to good copy. And believe me when I say it's harder to write something short as this, which is sharp but short, as to like inflate it and make it 3 times longer. It's way harder to do this because it has to flow like very, very well, because people are they're hearing it in a visual setting, and also the actress is basically reading the script. It has to flow really well, but in order to get there, you really have to mercilessly edit out every single word that doesn't belong there, and also spice it up with very visual and power words that make it seem more interesting. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'm gonna also like include this this file into the Proven Ads folder that I'm sharing with you, and you can check out the video yourself as well, because I'm gonna leave a link to it. So hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like below this video and share it, because that's the only way for the algorithm to give this video some love, and make sure that it reaches more people who are interested in good copy. I've made it my mission to kind of spread the word on this, because it's been life-changing for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Cheers.